Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're finally getting into the Guardians 3 commentary, and that movie came out in May. It's currently October, like early October when I'm filming this, like before even 1989 Taylor's version comes out. And it's just like, I'm so sorry for making you guys wait this long, because this is supposed to be out in August, and clearly it's not August. It's the fall and not summer. I do have Groot ears. Groot ears. Oh, the CVS, not the CVS tag. Hold on. Look, it's the Groot ears. I also have my Captain America ears here, right here. It's not center. It's really bugging me. And then I have my Wanda jacket on. So we're all Marvel right now. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about Guardians 3. I had to rewatch it a fourth time because the first time I watched it in the movies, I wasn't paying attention to notes. And then the second time, normally when I watch it the second time, I will write notes, but I didn't. And then I watched it a third time with my roommate because we finally could watch it together. And it was her first time watching it, so like I had to be there for emotional support. And then it just took several months because I could not find the time to sit down, watch, film, edit, and then upload. Cause it's like a 4-step process. For like my movie commentaries, it's a 4-step process. It's watch, film, edit, upload. And upload isn't that bad, but like the first 2 steps, cause I can edit no problem. But like the first 2 steps, watch and film, I don't have the time to do that. And it's so hard because I really do want to like sit and talk with you guys because it's clearly been a hot minute. But with that being said, I'm going to get into the commentary of Guardians 3. I like how I have my notes like right next to my computer or next to my phone. So like if you see me looking off to the side, that's why. So I want to say I like how they show this story through Rocket's eyes and how he gets character development even though he was given that over the series. Because it's amazing when a movie or a franchise decides to focus on one character and give them character development. But like in the first 2, we see a lot of the characters started out selfish. If not all of the characters started out selfish. But then we see the growth. We see why Rocket was the way he was in the first movie. We see why he gets so defensive when he gets called a raccoon when he didn't know that he was a raccoon until, spoiler alert, this movie. Star-Lord as a drunk, all I can say is he deserves that. He is the reason why Thanos killed half the planet, why Black Widow and Iron Man died, and Steve got old. Yes, I know your great love Gamora died. Yes, I know that you just found out that he killed his daughter. But they almost had the fucking glove off of his hand, and because you didn't keep your selfish intentions to yourself for like 2, 5, 10, 20 seconds more, you were like, fuck this plan. And you got all pissy. Like, I mean, I can't say anything because I feel like that's how I would be too. But you gotta think, they almost had it. They were so close to having Thanos defeated. But because it's a movie, they gotta have a plot line, and now everybody hates Star-Lord. I didn't hate him in the first movies he was in, but I didn't, and after Infinity War, I didn't like him because of that sole reason. No. And since I'm filming this in October, it is also the month that we're finally caught up to like the Endgame timeline. Cause like Endgame was like 5 years in the future. Well, guess what? Now we're in the year that Tony and Natasha die. Wanda goes fucking psycho, and Steve is old. But the opening battle with Adam was fantastic, and it got straight to the story of Rocket. In a lot of the movies, it takes a while for the story to get built up to the villain. But this movie took 10-15 minutes maybe at most for them to introduce Adam. And we already got introduced to the High Evolutionary in Guardians 2, but they came out in 2017, I think. And that was like 6 years ago, because this movie was supposed to come out before Stan Lee died, because James Gunn got fired, then he got rehired, and he even had like a character. Like, Stan Lee wasn't just gonna make a cameo. James had a character for Stan to play. That's how like involved Stan was gonna be with this third Guardians movie. Seeing Rocket have friends that he made a life for himself while being traumatized is everything and relatable. Not gonna say why it's relatable, but just seeing that he could see light in the darkness and he can make friends in the darkness. There's Lila, Teef, and Floor. And if you are an Easter egg girly like me, or you missed it, and despite you being an Easter egg girly, the first movie, Rocket's emergency contact is Lila. And thanks to watching Guardians 3, we know what happens to Lila. So the fact that she died and Rocket still had her as his emergency contact, it makes me want to cry. I've already shed so many tears over watching this 4 times since May. But the reintroduction of Gamora and Peter seeing her again. I understand why Nebula didn't tell Star-Lord that she was still in contact with Gamora, because that's not the Gamora we know. The Gamora we know reformed over the years. This Gamora just got ripped straight from Thanos. Like, she hasn't like ventured off from that path, because she didn't do that until after Star-Lord got the stone. And Endgame, they went right to that moment in time as Star-Lord was going to take that stone. So Gamora hadn't straight off from Thanos to get the stone, or hadn't been his little errand girl to get the stone. She gets ripped directly from that point in her life. And then the open mic was hilarious. Guardians 3 really balances the humor and darkness, unlike Love and Thunder. Because Guardians 3, all the Guardians movies, it really balances the humor with the seriousness. Ragnarok balanced the seriousness with the humor. Love and Thunder did not balance the humor with the seriousness. They were trying to be too humorous to balance it with the lightness, because they could have focused more on Jane's cancer. They could have focused more, less like comedic stuff. Like, the screaming goats were not necessary. They were not necessary. I'm sorry, they were not necessary. And then in Guardians 3, there was this moment where Star-Lord didn't know that he was on an open mic, and he thought he was just talking to Gamora's mic. And all of the Guardians could hear it through their spacesuits. And they were just hoping the embarrassment would end before, like, he even they just wanted him to be done talking before they told him that, like, hey, your mic is open. And I just thought that was hilarious. Once again, A+ comedy. I don't like Star-Lord, and I haven't liked him since before Infinity War, but something that got on my nerves is how much he is pushing the old Gamora to be the new, or no, pushing, I guess, I don't know how to word this, because it's like, the old Gamora isn't the new Gamora, but then the new Gamora isn't the old Gamora, because the Gamora we have in Guardians 3 is from 2012, but the Gamora we had in Infinity War was the current Gamora. So it's like, is this 2012 one the old Gamora or the new Gamora? If you get what I'm saying. But I didn't like how Star-Lord kept on trying to push, like, oh, this Gamora, my Gamora, was in love with me. You should be in love with me too. Why aren't you in love with me? And it's like, shut up. She's not the same. It's not even like she has memory loss. Like, she's literally a different Gamora. Get off her ass. Saying, oh, this is how she was, how you are now isn't her. When in reality, it isn't her. So I'm just, like, reading my notes of, like, what I said when I just basically said what I said. She got stripped from the timeline right before she turned into her nice to her team. But the way Gamora lunged at Star-Lord, and now Nebula had to stop her. Because Star-Lord was spewing on about the Ravagers isn't her home. The Guardians is her home. And if anything, Star-Lord's a Ravager because he grew up being a Ravager. Because Yondu abducted him from Earth. And he became a Ravager. So if anything, Star-Lord's a Ravager and not Gamora. That's not her home. That doesn't justify Gamora lunging at him and wanting to kill him. When they get off the ship and Drax throws the dodgeballs, it was hilarious. Because, like, they wanted to show peace, and then the ball just comes rolling towards him, and he picks it up, and he throws it, and then it just starts this. It's really hilarious. I love that scene. And when he gets told to stop laying on the couch, because Star-Lord was like, Drax, I can see you. Stop laying on the couch. Like, that's not what couches are for. And then he just keeps on, like, Drax. It was top tier. And then Nebula couldn't open the door. And the first F-bomb in the MCU gets dropped in this movie. And Star-Lord was like, open the fucking door. Because she was just trying to open the handle. Or she was doing, like, the key button, where the key went to open the door. And she couldn't open it. And Star-Lord was telling him to, like, press the button. And she's like, what button? And then she presses it, and she's like, now what? And Star-Lord, open the fucking door. Top tier. When Rocket goes back for Lila, and she dies right in front of him. And then you hear the panic from his friends, Teef and Floor. You hear Floor saying, Floor and Teef and Rocket go now. Floor and Teef and Rocket go now. Floor and Teef and Rocket go now. And then you just hear shots fired. And it goes silence. Silence. And they died too, along with Layla. They all died right in front of him. It's not fair. It's not fair. The growth we see from Gamora as well, because before she didn't care about Rocket. And when push came to shove, she saved him so he could be fully saved. Because the war pig, came and tried to kidnap Rocket because he was in Peacemaker. I don't remember his name in this movie, but he was in Peacemaker, and he was like the head boss, and the war pig, like, he told the war pig to get Rocket. And so the war pig came to get Rocket, and then Gamora was like, what do you think you're doing? And she defended Rocket. Even though she didn't have to, he wasn't her team, he wasn't her home, she still defended Rocket. I love to see that. Not even like 20 minutes before that scene, she's like, I want to go home. You guys are going in a trying to save him. And like 20 minutes later, she saved him. So he could be saved again. Only time I felt bad for Star-Lord after Infinity War was when Rocket was on his deathbed and he was screaming for him. Gamora was like telling Star-Lord, like, he can't be saved. And Star-Lord's like, I'm not giving up on another person. I am not letting another person die. Because before this, Yondu died, Gamora died, Groot died, because the Groot we have now is the son of the Groot we had in the first movie. And so all these people, his mom died, his dad died. Like, Yondu is his dad, or his daddy. No. Ego is his daddy, but Yondu is his father. And so, like, everybody around Star-Lord has, like, died, and he wasn't going to let another person die. And so the fact that he was, like, screaming, like, saying he's not going to let Rocket die, and then he kept on trying to save him, and then, lo and behold, Rocket came back to life. Yay! And Star-Lord is on a call or intercom with Nebula, and Rocket said, the important thing is that we're all okay. And Nebula got emotional when Rocket said that. It's so weird, but so natural and normal to see Nebula have emotions. It also took me years, I want to say until Endgame came out, that I knew Karen Gillan, who plays Nebula, is also in Jumanji. Because in Guardians, like, when she's playing Nebula, she's like fully decked out in blue. But when she's playing Ruby Roundhouse in Jumanji, she's just her natural redhead self. So it took me quite a while to figure out that they were the same person. We see Kraglin struggle with knowing how to do the whistle and using the arrow, but when Yondu showed up, who died in the second movie, popped up, I about lost it, and gave him encouragement. The fact that Yondu showed up. Yondu! Mary Poppins showed up. I about lost it again. There were so many times, because, like, the title of the movie, like, in the first Guardians, it was brown, so Groot died. The second movie, it was blue, Yondu died. And then the third movie, I forgot what color it is off the top of my head, but in the third movie, we either thought it was going to be Rocket because it was his backstory, or it was going to be Drax because Dave Bautista is done playing him. So those were, like, the two options, and there was, like, one moment in this movie where I thought Drax was going to die. I was like, no, like, it's too early, don't let him die! But Yondu showing up and giving Kraglin words of encouragement, perfect. And then the No Sleep Till Brooklyn scene, after that scene came out, I've been obsessed with No Sleep Till Brooklyn. It's probably going to be in my Spotify Wrapped. When Groot saves Adam, it shows not all bad guys are bad. That then leads Adam to save Star-Lord, all because he wanted that damn MP3 player. Should have let him die. I do, however, think that he survived that long in space because he isn't fully human. He's half celestial because his dad is a celestial. He's a planet. And so I feel like that gives Star-Lord like a leg up in surviving that long in space before Adam went to like get him out of space. And also why he was able to hold an Infinity Stone in the first Guardians movie, because even though he didn't know it at the time, he's half celestial, and if you're human and you hold a stone, you die, or you get sent to Vormir, where Red Skull is, watching over the Soul Stone, because that's his punishment for touching a stone. And I like that he finally learns that I like that Rocket finally learns that he's called a raccoon, where he also wants to save the other animals. I love that. And then when Star-Lord reunited with his grandpa, in the post-credit scene, we see Star-Lord reunite with his grandpa. Well, no, that's before post-credits, but like there's a post-credit where he's also with his grandpa, and there's this newspaper that says Kevin Bacon has been kidnapped. Because if you know, there's a Guardians special, holiday special that came out in last year, 2022, where Mantis and Drax kidnapped Kevin Bacon because they thought that would cheer up Star-Lord. And I found that funny. And we see him reunite with his only living family. Like, his mom is gone, his Ego is gone, Yondu's gone. I mean, even though Mantis is his half-sister, she's doing her own thing because she wants to be a person or an alien or whatever. Like, she wants to be her own self. Because before she did what Ego wanted, and then she did what the team wanted to do. She hasn't gotten to do what she wants to do. So she's going on a self-discovery mission. And when the group is breaking up and saluting each other and Dog Days Are Over starts playing, I start. No. Dog Days Are Over is also a banger. Might also be in my Wrapped. I feel like I've listened more to Dog Days Are Over than No Sleep Till Brooklyn. But we get another post credit of Rocket, Kraglin, Groot, one of the Jube kids, the dog, Cosmo, and Adam, I think. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I just watched it, and I don't remember if Adam was part of the team. I think he is, but I'm not sure. But yeah, there's this new team of Guardians, and I feel like they might continue with that storyline because what's her name? Zoe Saldana has played, because she was supposed to die in like Guardians 2. But then James Gunn let Yondu die instead of Gamora, which I find interesting. And then they kill Gamora off in Infinity War, but they bring her back with a different variant of her. And so I thought she was going to be returning because it's a new Gamora, but Zoe Saldana is done playing Gamora. Karen Gillan, who played Nebula, I think she's done. I'm not sure. Dave Bautista's definitely done. Star-Lord is the only one for sure returning because I think he's going to be in the next Eternals movie because he is half celestial, and the Eternals is all about celestial beings. So maybe he'll be in the Eternals. And Rocket and Groot are the new Guardians team. So maybe those ones will be returning. I am not sure. But that's all I had to say about Guardians 3. I am so sorry it took so long, 5 months to get this out. I really hope the next Marvel movie is Captain America, I want to say. I think it comes out in May next year. I'm not sure. But the next one's Captain America, so that will be the only one. That will be the last Marvel movie, the second Marvel movie that you'll see in this room. And then The rest will be filmed elsewhere, wherever I will be when the other ones come out. But, and then after this, my 1989 reactions are coming out, and then I honestly don't know after that. So, if you like this type of content, I have a Miraculous movie commentary out. I have other Marvel movies such as Love and Thunder, Black Panther. There's another one. I did No Way Home. No Way Home is commentary too. There's a bunch of stuff that has commentary. Then if you want music reactions, I have Taylor Swift stuff coming. I'm going to listen to the Stolen version one more time, and then I'm going to listen to Taylor's version when it comes out, and then Sweeter Than Fiction, and I really hope there's Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar. I really hope there's Bad Blood. I'm so sad it's not a vault track, but I'm so happy it's not taking the place of a vault track. But yeah, that's all I know as of now, because it's only October. But that being said, I will see you in the next video. Bye.